You, SP Simon, how are you?
I'm good, Steve. Good evening, everyone. I hope you're doing well.
Let's move on to another team that is very unpredictable, and that is the title favorite, which is slowly slipping in their hand. Manchester City. Josiah, what do you have to say about this City team? Is it that managers have read them, and it's very hard for them to beat any formidable team at the moment because if you see the way they played against Spurs, the way they played against Liverpool, you can't see any win coming from this City side. They went to West Ham, they struggled. Leicester thumped them badly at home. So, what do you have to say about this City team? And I remember, I think they also drew with the Leeds United.
For City, it's 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 hard to comprehend exactly what's wrong, other than the fact that they have been missing some of the players, which shouldn't be an excuse because, like Liverpool, missed 7 key players and still won their game. Something is off. You can tell that they're creating chances. You can tell that some of the decisions are not going their way because sometimes it's a bit harsh, and that's the way football of right now is. Um, and I tend to think that this is a backroom story for me. His attitude, and by this I mean Pep, he's very cold and silent these days. I don't know. It's because he was taking time to sign his contract. I think it's probably the support that he expected. Probably he needs more money. I don't know, but for sure something is really off. I would wish they would try a different system where they don't have to stick to attacking now that they bought Ruben Diaz, I think, the center back. But it's City. We know them. They struggle mostly against probably big teams and derbies, but against small teams on a normal day, it's a routine win. So for me, I wouldn't want to judge them. I honestly don't think so, but I think they'll be somewhere right about top 4 at the worst.
If they win their game in hand, they'll go eighth. Yeah.
Eighth?
Yeah, they are not that doing bad. It's only that they are a bit. It's only that they are a bit not consistent, and the league is won by consistency.
It's not what we expected from them at this point. I would actually exchange them with Spurs. I would expect Spurs to be where they are right now if I was asked when we are beginning the season. So something is rather off. I think a system change would work for them because they have a squad. And especially now that people are going to get fatigued. The games are too many.
Okay, now let's now try to look at title favorites. The league, as you all know, is won by consistency, the team that are sharp in front of goal, and they are conceding least. Now, at the moment, it's turning out to be a 3-horse race. Of course, they may be joined by one of the Manchester clubs. I don't know which one. I don't know whether it will be the Ole club or the City. But in terms of consistency, we can comfortably say it's coming home. It's going to Stamford Bridge. It's going to White Hart Lane. I think Spurs, or it's going back to Liverpool. Ron, what do you have to say? Because looking at the statistics of the 3 teams, and the league does not lie, Spurs, I think, have won 6 of their last 7 matches, if I'm not wrong, or 5 of their last 6 matches. So Spurs are showing that they are consistent. Ever since their 3-3 draw with West Ham, they've won each and every fixture that came their way. Chelsea are gelling, and you could see the way they are playing. To be honest, it's fun watching Chelsea match at the moment. They will score at any moment. They can score in the first minute, they can score in the 10th minute, they can score the 90th minute. It's just fun watching Chelsea. Now look at Liverpool with all the injuries. No one expected them to that they'll beat Leicester. Leicester has been high flying, but Liverpool proved that they are the champion and they are angry for this title again. So what do you have to say about the titles? This who are likely to go with it? But for me, as a person, I've zeroed to the three teams, and maybe one of Manchester clubs. Manchester United can just come from nowhere and win like 8 games in a row. So, what do you have to say about this league?
Yeah, for me, the league, I still think Liverpool are favorites. The previous game against Leicester showed me something I hadn't seen, or I hadn't really considered. Liverpool have the squad depth, so showing that they can miss up to around 7 players and still beat a team in Leicester who had won, I think, how many away games consecutively. I think they had won every away game they had played this season. So for me, putting them away and also having the flexibility of the players, like if the defensive line is done, you can get Fabinho and put him in defense, and he will play like a seasoned center half. Then for me, when they got Diogo Jota, very impressive player. He's making the team look much better. I think he's set a record already. He scored in the first 4 home games in the league. No Liverpool player has done that before. He's already looking like someone who has been at Anfield for seasons. He's looking a perfect match for them. So if you look in a situation where we know the Liverpool front three of Salah, Firmino, and Mane, and then anything happens to any of them, you know there is someone who is already there. Spurs as underdogs. Uh, I don't think if the season started they would be in the title conversation for me, but Spurs have done very well, and it goes down to the way Ken are playing. Ken, he has assisted more goals than any other player in the league, and to also put it into context that in the previous 3 seasons, this guy has made up to only 8 assists, but he already has 10 in only 9 matches. It is tremendous, and the way he moves from the attack, he's almost like a ghost player for in the Spurs team. You don't know where he's going to pop up and how he's moving, and he's working very superbly. So if they can keep Son and Ken fit and firing, they will be right up there. But for me, they are still they can be in the conversation of the top four, and Liverpool remain firm favorites for me. Chelsea defensively improved, and they need to continue doing what they are doing to continue being consistent. Yeah, and also let's not forget teams like Man City that are still down. I believe Man City will be in this title conversation as the season gains momentum, but Liverpool still favorites for me.
Okay, Giddy, which team do you think will win? Are Tottenham going to embarrass Arsenal after with Arsenal struggling and their worst rival are shining? Do you think it's going to North London, the title? But of course, not to Arsenal, but to Spurs.
Okay, yeah, it's not coming to Arsenal apparently, uh, but it's not going to Spurs again. Okay, let me make it simple for you. Liverpool are going to win the league because because of the standards that were there last season, the other season before that, we have seen the league being won by 98 points. I don't see any team other than Liverpool right now who can begin to even get closer to those standards that have been put there. So for me, Liverpool, Ron has talked about the squad depth, which is proving surely because with all the injuries that they have in defense, everybody thought that they are going to slip up. The additions have been good. So the experience really, you see this league, sometimes two small mistakes or of not being consistent, things like that. And Klopp knows that because I've listened to him several times and he's looking to improve. You can imagine someone who is already up there still looks at other areas to improve. And the people who have been left out, who are not automatic starting 11, like the likes of Origi, other guys there. If these other people are not there, they now step up to show the manager that they are up for the task. And we saw what they were doing even in the Champions League when the other players were not there. So Liverpool, because of experience, will finish first. I think Chelsea, and it's a might, but I think it's a big might, finish second because of the squad depth. Again, this is not an ordinary season. As we speak, Chelsea are playing, and they were playing just the other time. So the games are very many. So if you don't have the squad, you cannot survive in that league. I watched Spurs versus West Brom the other day, and they were really struggling to find any kind of intensity in that game because of, you could see the tired legs. You could see that they were hoping just to get a goal here and there, and the game to finish. So because of the number of games that we have, and the experience of Liverpool, I think it might turn out to be just like last season, where there's a 10 or 11 point gap towards the end where Liverpool will nick it. Going back to City, I think City really are losing. You want to look at City of the other seasons where when they were getting those 100 points, Aguero was at his best. There was David Silva, who has since left. Fernandinho used to play at that holding role where Rodri is really not stopping those attacks as Fernandinho was doing. So there are just two small minor problems that City is facing, and we saw they were even struggling to replace Vincent Kompany, who is a leader there. The last time they won the title, I think they had Vincent Kompany. So that City side is not structured for the league right now, but it's of course going to challenge for those 4 places. So for me, I think those 4 places will be probably will be Liverpool, Chelsea, City, and probably Spurs, unless we see the other teams try to make some sort of run. So it will still end up being the squad depth, the experience, and really who is up for the task, and also the managers. I don't think Lampard is really the kind of manager. When things get really tough, I think he will find it quite tough. So
Josiah, your team has been referred to the other team. So, what do you think about the title favorite? And do you think your team has what it takes to be in the top 4?
So for me, I will answer this with 2 sides of the coin, because for me, Ole gives me those 2 sides. Ole is either hot or cold. So I don't know which Ole is going to turn up now. To be very honest, I think, and I honestly feel as if United has a squad, and all of us can agree that good enough, not the best, but there is a squad. When you lose one person, you have people to replace them. I just feel as if Ole plays some people too many games. You will find Bruno is playing even Champions League games. The threat of him being injured changes everything for the team. You have the likes of Pogba, who seem not to want to play anymore. even with the kind of potential we know the guy has. You have the likes of Daniel James, who are just mediocre. Cavani's run, I looked at him running and positioning and it was all wrong. For me, I wish Igalo was even being given the chance, or else in January we look for another striker, because I think Martial lied to us that he's a striker. There is just something that is not working, especially going forward. If he's able to sort that out and we can be able to get a run of games, then I think we are out and about right there when any of these teams sleep. But then again, if we decide to continue the way we are, because I feel as if it's like the players are not training well enough in the training ground. They looked tired again. They look like when we started the season. It's like some people don't want to run. You look at Wan-Bissaka's attitude, it's closer to what we saw with Pepe, that game for Leeds. Like, he's just there. There's no urgency. Like, so what's going to happen? As in, I'm going to play every day. I have no challenge for my position. There are some players whose shoulders are already down. So for me, United needs, I don't know what Ole can do. If they can get that grit back, if they can get, players wanting to play again, we are out. Like I'm saying, with a game in hand, we are only 4 points. If we win that game, that is, we are only 4 points from number one. As in, that is top four, probably. If we maintain a run again, like we did after lockdown, then there's a chance there, and hoping some of these guys will sleep like Spurs because of Europa and all that. So for United, there are so many ifs, and this is me being positive, and it can actually turn out to be very bad, because we have seen United being clobbered, like Gidi was saying, 6 goals. So those inconsistencies for me are just annoying. I just wish he could get some consistency somewhere, and try and get a run of games, and probably in January look for a striker. Personally, if I was Ole, I would not even invest anywhere else. I'll just get 100 and something for Haaland. Just bring him there. Martial lied to us again. Go to the left, assist Rashford on the left. On the right, you can play the Matters of this world or Bruno's as a false 7. Don't spend money on Sancho. Just leave it. Get a number 9 proper striker, a young one who can run and score goals, and you'll be a bit safe. Cavani was a waste of money for me. I don't think he's gonna do anything. Martial is just disappointing. I'm still getting back to him, because I just look at him and the chances that he's losing, and it's annoying. You look at Abraham playing for Chelsea, and you wish you had Abraham at least. So that is the bare truth about United. So I wouldn't be surprised if we actually, like I'm telling you, it's hot or cold. I wouldn't be surprised if it becomes too hot and we are up there like we did the end of the season, or it becomes too cold and we are there struggling with the Crystal Palaces of this world and Arsenal, of course. So that's United.
Okay, that's United for you. Thank you, gentlemen. I think we've come to the end of our review show. This has been a great show. For the fans watching, don't ever miss this show. It's full of fire. We say it the way it is. And don't forget to catch up with our show on YouTube, the EPL Fanbase Show.